Danny Woods was one of the most beloved people in the beach music world and a founding member of the Chairmen of the Board. An incredible singer and on-stage performer. He passed away in 2018, but it seems like he was still with us just the other day. If you asked Danny Woods how he was doing, he always had the same thing to say: blessed and highly favored. He was always smiling. His life was indeed blessed, but he also dealt with more than his fair share of tragedies. Danny Woods was born in Atlanta in 1944, and he loved to sing. As a young man, he sang so much while working on a construction site, the foreman asked him not to sing anymore, and Danny quit on the spot. He signed his first contract at the age of 19. Gladys Knight befriended him and helped him with his career. He sang with Aretha Franklin and met his hero, Jackie Wilson. He was asked to join the Spinners, but turned it down because he was making money on his own. His voice can be heard on about 50 hit songs for other singers. Ralph Turano worked with a group called the Sunliners. They were the house band at the world-famous Peppermint Lounge in New York. He recalled one night when Danny walked in, and Ralph said the band was licking their chops to get him on stage. And when he did get on stage, he had the crowd standing on their tables and chairs. Ralph said the place rocked, and it was one of the most incredible things he'd ever witnessed as a musician. The Sunliners would eventually change their name to Rare Earth and sell millions of records themselves. One night, General Johnson walked into a club where Danny was singing. Neither had the intention of joining a band, but when General heard Danny Woods' voice, he asked him to form a new group with him. Danny agreed, and the Chairmen of the Board were formed. With the Chairmen, Danny was part of 4 songs that made the Billboard Top 40 and sang lead on Pay to the Piper, which got up to number 13 and was the Chairmen's second biggest hit. The Chairmen of the Board were so big, they made appearances on Soul Train, American Bandstand, and even The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson. The group eventually broke up because of contract problems, but in 1978 they reformed and started their own label, Surfside Records, and led the growth of beach music in the 1980s. Danny dealt with some health problems. He lost one of his legs and was on dialysis, but that didn't stop him from giving his all on stage, even when they rolled him out in a wheelchair. His passionate performances had the audience crowding the stage and going wild. But Danny wasn't only loved for his performances on stage. He was a genuinely nice man, known for his constant trademark smile. After a career of more than 50 years in the music business, he was asked, "What is the key to longevity?" Danny, smiling, said God. Keep God first. Sadly, there were many tragedies in his life. He lost his mother to tuberculosis when he was only 5 years old. His first 2 wives died of breast cancer. 2 sons died as well. But whenever you asked him how he was doing, Danny always said, blessed and highly favored. And so were we. Blessed to have known his music and highly favored to have known the man, Danny Woods.